السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. Hello everyone, this is Liquidity Club by Ahmed Shawi. Today is Sunday, the 26th of January 2025. I'll be doing the weekly market review, starting with DXY. Here I'm viewing the weekly time frame chart. You can see how price trades down lower into the internal range of liquidity right there, which is a BC, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So from here, we're still in a buy program. I'm not saying that I'm not ditching the idea of we reversing here, reaching for lower prices. No, we're still in a buy program here. So since price traded to internal range liquidity and traded to this bullish order block, I'm expecting price to make a retracement, to make a reversal here, targeting the buy side liquidity, and we have the high of that fair value gap right there, which is this candle's low. So we'll be looking for high prices going to the daily time frame chart. You can see how price raided the sell side liquidity right there and traded down lower into this fair value gap and also the daily fair value gap as well. In this candle's high, this candle's low, that busy, price traded towards it. From here, I'm looking for price to pretty much make a reversal here. You can see that we have a bullish breaker here. We have the low, high, lower low, and then price made a higher high here. So this qualifies as the bullish breaker, and price is trading in that bullish breaker here as well. So from here, my probability and my experience is telling me that we're looking for higher prices targeting this high as well, and we have the very gap high, which is that candle's low. So that's what I'm going to be looking and aiming for on the XY here. So we're still in a buy program. I'm not ditching the idea of us pretty much reversing here. So just stick with the program that is ongoing and don't try to pretty much deviate from that idea. Don't be a follower, but just have an idea about the markets. If the market has been going to the weekly time frame chart, you can see price has been in a pretty much a buy program for the past about 3 months or so. We can expect some kind of a, actually, no matter of fact, this can be a start of a reversal here because we've been seeing higher prices since what mid about October, you could say, and until like up January here, going into February, we can see some kind of a reversal here. But it's still a buy program, so I'm not gonna be trying to act smart by trying to catch the top or in a buy program. No, we never try to catch the top in a buy program. So as I mentioned, we're still looking for high prices. That's the buy program that we're currently trading at. So that's gonna be pretty much it for DXY. Going to Euro USD, also known as the fiber. Here I'm viewing the weekly time frame chart. You can see on Euro USD, since we took out the sell side liquidity right there, we pretty much traded towards it last week, and now this week here we traded up higher, reaching for higher prices. So if that's a bearish breaker, we pretty much closed above the mean threshold of that bearish order block. Sorry. So we can expect price to reach towards this high, and we have this small fair value gap right there. So price can reach towards that level here as in terms of a reversal. But as I've mentioned, we're in a sell program. Price might continue trading down lower here. Going to the daily time frame chart, you can see price taking out the buy side liquidity. I mentioned this last week review that price is likely going to take out this buy side liquidity. We have a liquidity of buy side residing above these highs, and price did take that out right there. Now going to next week, honestly, price might retrace. I'm not having like a strict thing that I'm looking at, but we have this buy side liquidity right there. Price is likely going to reach to that buy side liquidity. So that's going to be pretty much it for Euro USD, or also known as the fiber. Going to Pound USD, also known as the cable. Here I'm viewing the weekly time frame chart. You can see Pound USD after forming this low, just near to the sell side liquidity. Relative equal lows. So now we're forming relative equal lows down there. We pretty much traded up higher, closed above this very gap, and we reached to the midpoint, or also known as the concept encroachment of that premium wick. So from here, we might see some reversal to continue the sell program targeting the sell side liquidity. Going to the daily time frame chart, you can see price traded to the bearish order block right there. We have a fair value gap as well here, as you can see. From here, we're likely gonna see price, if the price wants to continue the sell program, just straight down lower, take out the sell side liquidity, take out the sell side liquidity, and reach to that sell side liquidity right there. So that's going to be pretty much it for pound USD, or also known as the cable. Going to ES, here I'm viewing the continuous contract and I'm viewing the weekly time frame chart. As you can see, since price has taken the sell side liquidity right there, it has reversed and taken out the buy side liquidity. So now we're pretty much, we have swept the sell side liquidity and we've swept the buy side liquidity. We're likely, and we what we want to see here is a retracement into the pretty much the midpoint of that range. We have this low, this high. So somewhere around the midpoint, we have a favorite gap on the daily time frame chart that we're going to be targeting. So going to the daily time frame chart, you can see from this low to this high. So the midpoint is about like this down close candle. We could be aiming at this candle's low or the midpoint of that premium wick. It's actually a discounted because we're trading above it. Or you could be looking at this favorite gap. But now as a low hanging fruit objective, I'm looking at this small favorite gap. I'm including the volume balance here as well. So it's like this candle's high to this candle's low, but I'm including the volume balance because that's how you pretty much annotate a favorite gap. So that's what I'm looking for. Price actually can continue running up higher. Like if it can retrace, that's my low hanging fruit. It can retrace down lower towards the favorite gap and then run up higher again because we're in a buy program. Or it can just trade down lower. It can get deeper towards this favorite gap here. So it doesn't matter. We just look for the low hanging fruit and we try to trade towards that level. Once we trade to that level, we see how price pretty much act. If it wants to reverse, we take the reversal here, targeting the buy side liquidity. If it doesn't, if it wants to continue running down lower, if we close on the daily time frame chart below it, we expect the next day to pretty much price respect it as means of resistance that can prevent price from trading up higher. That we can looking for, like we can look for some sells, we can look for some shorts to target deeper favorite gaps or some levels down there. So that's going to be pretty much it for ES. Going to NQ, here I'm viewing the continuous contract and I'm viewing the weekly time frame chart. Now NQ, you see it's pretty much lethargic over the past 2 months or so. We're pretty much consolidating, we're not moving a lot. Like we took the sell side liquidity right there, and now we're pretty much lethargically trying to move up higher. ES did take out the buy side liquidity, but NQ didn't. So I don't like that we have here sell side liquidity that is still residing. I want to see this sell side liquidity pretty much cleared out, and you know that we have formed a lower high here, whereas ES has formed a higher high. So this can be potential SMT if we broke below this low. So if we broke below this low, let's go to the daily time frame chart. Yeah, so if we broke below this low right there, this is gonna be like a high, low, lower high, and then lower low. It's gonna be a bearish mitigation block. Actually, we'll choose this one because it has the lowest body right there. So this would be considered the bearish mitigation block once we trade below it. But that doesn't mean we cannot trade right there. We look for low-hanging fruits. Price pretty much trades from internal range liquidity to external range liquidity, and from external range liquidity to internal range liquidity. Since price has swept this external range liquidity, we expect price to retrace into the internal range liquidity. After price reaches to the internal range liquidity, we expect it to, if it wants to continue, it can continue to buy side liquidity. But what we look for is the next move, low hanging fruit thing. That's it. So I believe that's going to be pretty much it for this weekly review. I really hope you found this one insightful. Until I talk to you next time, be safe. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.